Alright, do-it-yourselfers, today we're working on a 2002 Chevy Cavalier. It is the Eco Tec 2.2 liter. We're going to be changing the thermostat in it. Now, whenever you pop the hood on these things, a lot of people don't know where they're at, and that's why you go to the back of the engine here. You'll see this is a heat shield that is over top of your exhaust that goes straight into the back of the engine. You got 3 bolts, one where that hole right there is, I've already took out. You've got the one right here, and then the one right here. Those are going to be 1/2 inch. You need to take those out. Preferably get yourself a swivel head 3/8 drive ratchet, 1/2 inch deep weld socket to get started. Loosen those up, get that heat shield out of the way. Once it's loosened up, you pull your heat shield out of the way, just set it down there, and then if you look down through here, you'll notice that your water pump is over here, and there is a solid pipe that runs from your water pump all the way over to here that you're looking at with those 2 bolts. They're 2 10mm bolts. Right behind that is where your thermostat is going to be at. So you're going to have to loosen that up, and then you're going to have to cock this metal pipe sideways. Do not pull it out or it'll cause you all kinds of problems, because it does have a little lip on the top of that pipe, so it'll seal it. But what you got to do is take those 2 10mm bolts out, pull it out, cock this pipe sideways. Then you'll pull the thermostat housing out, and make sure you know which direction it goes in, because it's got a housing seat and it all goes in the same way. So we're going to grab ourselves a 10mm ratchet wrench flex head. That way we can get to it pretty easy. Now, most of the time they'll tell you that you have to remove your exhaust manifold, but if you got the right tools, you can do just about any job. Now, this will be a little bit complicated. It can be done from the bottom half also, but you can get it just as good from the top if you're willing to fight with that metal line and get it moved. Now, of course, once you're down in here, you're just going to have to feel for it and place the boxed in ratchet wrench over top of it. Put your thumb up against it and then start loosening the actual bolts up. And a lot of people will go ahead and drain the radiator, because you are going to lose some fluid here. You're going to have to refill the radiator. So what I've done is just went ahead and put a box underneath this to where the radiator fluid can come out and keep me from draining the entire system out when I do this. Now, whenever you get started doing this, make sure you get the right thermostat. I had to go pick up the right thermostat. Lady got it, wrong one. Make sure to tell them it's for the Eco Tec. Now, they can match up your VIN number to it. Now, what you got to do is take your heat guard off, this right here, and then way down in here, where this, as you see the housing right there, there's a metal pipe. It's a bridge pipe, I call it, that runs from your thermostat housing all the way over here to your water pump housing. You pull all that out, you're going to have this little thing in the mix. This goes in there a specific way, so make sure you get that out right. And then the part number is going to be 4698 for this particular model. Of course, take it, match it up with the old one if you absolutely have to. This one says USA 54mm on it. It is locked up, it is bad, we're replacing it. Here's the bolts that are going to be in your heat shield, and here are the bolts that's going to be for your thermostat housing. And then essentially what you got to do whenever you get the thermostat housing bolts out is to take that pipe and twist it until it's down and out of the way. That way you avoid having to take apart the manifold, because this could run you into a lot of money or a lot of aggravation if you got to take the manifold apart. In my case, I didn't have to do that. Now, this side does go up with the flat side going in and the slotted side going out, and then you basically lay your thermostat down inside there. It goes in here like so, and then you slide it into place. And of course, you reach down inside the hole here, and then you push it into place and make sure you turn it to the right direction that it does go into. You'll be able to feel it. It should be nice and flat, and then you are good to reassemble. As you can see right there, the actual housing that sets down in, the thermostat seat, is nice and flush with the outside. Then I'm going to swing this pipe back up and around till I can line the 10mm bolts up, fasten it back in place. And as you can see, here's what the other end of the pipe looks like. So you do not want to pull it out of your water pump, because that will cause you all kinds of issues. Now, the very hardest part out of this whole thing is putting the O-ring back on after you get all that stuff in, and then lining up these nuts, bolts. So putting all that on, bolting the 2 10mm up, and then you go up here and you put your heat shield back on. Then you add your 1/2 inch bolts here, here, right here, and then put some new antifreeze in it and try it out.